I work for Ukrainian Legal Aid Foundation, and what we do, we develop best practices of ensuring equal legal aid, legal access in Ukraine. In particular, we develop proposals for improving forms and method of legal aid provision. Also, we increase the impact on legal system through the development of new strategies of protection, of human rights protection, and we convert that into common practice. Also, we develop a network of organizations that provide free legal aid. And more than that, we provide a lot of different educational activities for citizens to help them defend their rights. And also we work with the National Police of Ukraine in helping them we develop the best practices for protecting human rights with the police. So as you can say, we're not really much into anti-corruption initiatives, but still there are a lot of problems in our criminal justice, and we're trying to face those challenges. So firstly, I will talk about those challenges, and then how we meet them, what we do exactly. So according to the evidence of National Preventive Mechanism Against Tortures, it's 82% of detainees who pass through unfair treatment in custody. So that's like a very big problem. You can see that quite a big figures. Also, there are a lot of false accusations that leads to convictions of innocent people. And also there is a problem of the low level of the access to justice among vulnerable groups. For example, it can be high prices for the services of lawyers, and actually we don't have that many quality standards for the work of a lawyer, like the network of lawyers. And also we have a problem about lack of access to medicine and medical assistance in custody. And also due to the survey of Kharkiv Institute for Social Researchers, it's only 1% of detainees is provided by the information about their rights at the place of detention. And the same problem about victims and witnesses. It's like every fifth victim in criminal proceeding claim that they weren't provided by any information about their rights. So we are trying to face that challenge also. So if talking about the solutions of these problems and these challenges, I would say that since for 5 years already, Ukrainian Legal Aid Foundation has been working with on development of the state system of legal aid provision to meet people's legal needs. The system includes 25 regional centers, 100 local centers, and over 400 legal aid bureaus. Free legal aid in Ukraine is a kind of legal aid that is guaranteed by the state and is funded by the state, by the government. So before 213 years, we haven't such a system, and there was a big problem because vulnerable groups, they cannot afford a lawyer, and they just cannot have that legal help. So the results of this free legal aid system, it's early access to free legal aid for detainees. It's a reduced number of convictions of innocent people. and it's a reduction of cruel treatment in custody, and also it's an implementation of standards for lawyers. And how we do help, like what we do, we develop standards for lawyers and for attorneys. We provide trainings for lawyers in some specific topics. And we implement a subsystem of quality control. That means that any attorney can control their colleagues. They have a specific procedure to do that. And also we develop a network of so-called, we call them integrators. Those are people who work in the state legal centers, and their main function is to communicate with the NGOs who provide free legal aid, so that they communicate and can give this integrated system of free legal aid. Also, we work with the police. As I said, in particular, we implement in the system of informing victims, witnesses, and detainees about their rights. Well, you know very well what I'm talking about because you have this Miranda rule, and every detainees in the United States know about their rights because you have this, or leaflets, or a policeman say, like, have this rule of list of rights, and what we do not have that, and we still do not have that, but we're working on that now for a pilot period, only in one region of Ukraine. So we develop such leaflets. I'll show you for victims, for witnesses, and for detainees in criminal proceedings, and for detainees in administrative proceedings. So it's like this. We made it in different colors for the policemen to know like what to give, and different sizes. And actually, what was the first result of that we noticed that actually people start trust to the police, because in Ukraine, police is more about punishment, but less about service. And these are first steps to service. And also what I was talking about, what we try to do is to provide a social responsibility of lawyers to help vulnerables, especially for free. And we do not have that culture in Ukraine, this pro bono culture. And for 5 years already we are trying to develop this system of pro bono help. We do it in such a way, like we have the case, for example, from NGO or from an individual, and then we contact lawyers who provide actually those pro bono services, and we pay more attention to those cases that can make a precedent, like or that are very typical for different individuals, and also we are trying to support this system to involve more lawyers in pro bono, and we do that by trainings of lawyers and attorneys, and we're trying to talk about this in media to make it popular, this kind of lawyer's responsibility. So that's how we fight these challenges. And if you have any further questions, you feel free to contact me, and maybe we'll have a discussion after. Thank you.